Hi, everybody. We've got some breaking UConn news happening right now. This is a live picture from Bradley International Airport where they're about to pop the door open there. The UConn Husky men's team just touched down after winning the NCAA National Championship last night in Arlington, Texas. What a night it was. The Huskies beat the Kentucky Wildcats 60-54, winning their fourth national title in 15 years. Hi, everybody. I'm Darren Kramer here with Sports Edge reporter Eric Dobratz. We're going to watch as the national champion Huskies come back home, and what a game it was, right?
Pretty exciting last night. I mean, who had them in the bracket? Did you have them in the bracket?
No. Not many people did. What, 7th seed? I mean, such a long shot. And what a celebration last night and stretching into today here at the campus.
You know, this is a team that ended the regular season with a 31-point loss to Louisville in March, and then ended a tournament game, the American Athletic Conference, with another loss to Louisville. So heading into the tournament, there was no one thinking UConn was going to do this. But there you see them last night running around, as you mentioned, a 6-point win over Kentucky, who was an 8 seed. So you had two very unlikely opponents playing each other last night. It was a pretty good game, back and forth. UConn never trailed in the basketball game. You see some pictures from Gamble Pavilion as that place went absolutely berserk last night, as you can imagine, with another championship banner that's soon going to be up in the rafters, the 4th one for the Huskies. And now we're just hanging out here waiting for them to get off the plane. You'll have cheerleaders, band members, some administrators, and then the team will walk out with the trophy, a picture we've seen a lot over the last few years.
Yeah, we have been lucky here in Connecticut. Listen, what happened is this plane is late today. This plane was supposed to touch down just over an hour ago at Bradley. Scheduled landing time was 3:30, and that means that the number of events planned for later today are going to be pushed back on campus. Here's the deal. We're at 4:39 right now. That means that if things go according to the new schedule, the pep rally, the party, the gathering at Gamble will happen, we think, around 6 o'clock, sometime, give or take a few minutes. It was supposed to start at 5. That will now start somewhere around 6 o'clock. Party there. We'll hear from the coach and all the players. After that, the crowd hangs around because they're going to stay to watch the UConn women do battle again tonight, right?
Yeah, they're playing Notre Dame tonight. Both teams are perfect. As you see, a couple people starting to get off the plane, some photographers. And there we see the first players to get off the plane holding a trophy. I believe that's Shabazz Napier holding the trophy.
Look at that.
Got a little piece of the net in the back of his hat there.
Greeted by Governor Malloy and Lieutenant Governor Nancy Wyman down at the bottom. Handshake for the team as the governor greets them. And there you go, the championship trophy back on Connecticut soil, right?
Shabazz Napier, DeAndre Daniels, Amita Brima, Ryan Boatwright, Kevin Ollie soon to be following them. And again, who would have imagined this just a couple of weeks ago, the UConn Huskies would have a 4th national title? But they do. Shabazz Napier, after they lost their regular season game to Louisville, gathered the team around and said, guys, I had a dream we're going to win a national championship. And they said they all believed him. And here we are.
And the dream came true. Now, normally, in years past, there had been a public event at the airport where the guys talk, give a little bit of a news conference and say a few words. That apparently is not going to happen today. There's not a public event scheduled here at Bradley. So once everybody's off the plane, they're going to load onto those buses and head straight over to Gamble for the party that, like I said, we think is going to start around 6 o'clock today. And you can see, despite the fact that there's nothing scheduled there, a nice little crowd of folks gathered to welcome the championship Huskies back home here to Connecticut.
And you can just imagine the last 24 hours for these guys. I mean, they were up late last night. Some of them probably never went to bed between media commitments and getting up early to do other shows. So they're going to skip this part. They're not going to have a public, as you mentioned, a public reading here. They'll go to Gamble. I'm sure it's going to be a 15 to 20-minute session. You have a couple of players talk. Head coach Kevin Ollie would talk. And again, that's Shabazz Napier holding the trophy with DeAndre Daniels right to his right. And Shabazz, this is his 2nd national championship. He won one as a freshman. He was a point guard on that 2011 team that fans remember so well, with Kemba Walker leading them in almost the same fashion, an unprecedented march to another title. And that looks like they're going to take a couple of pictures.
Sure. How spoiled we are here in Connecticut. You know, for a lot of places, having this happen once in a decade is a big deal. Boy, we've had the double dip with the men and women 10 years ago now, and we're on the cusp of maybe having that again. We're both, boy, we hope the women do it again tonight, but the men and women both bringing home national championships to their home state, unprecedented.
And just thinking about the men for a second, they're one of just 6 schools to win 4 or more national championships. The other schools, UCLA, Kentucky, Indiana, North Carolina, and Duke. I mean, those are household names. And you see them waving, and they're going to get on the bus here, and they're going to scoot up to Gampel Pavilion, and I'd say probably about 45 minutes or so they'll get there.
All right, so we're going to be watching as they make the trip. When they're up at Gampel, we will, of course, be there. Stick around. We'll have a lot more coming up on News 8 at 5. News of the Day will bring you the entire pep rally live as it happens tonight. All the excitement and fun will happen right here on News 8 at 5 o'clock. Should be quite a night, right?
Looking forward to it, yeah.
All right, good deal.